I've got a question. Are we uplifted yet? Because this is now the fourth movie, Jennifer, that we have reviewed and recapped from UpTV. And so far, this network is 0 for 3 on what they have promised to be the most uplifting Christmas ever. I'm kind of bummed out
Well, we still have
overall,
one more
Jennifer.
shot. We have one more shot to be uplifted. Now, full disclosure, we're recording this after Christmas has happened in the year of our Lord 2025. So, if there's ever a time in December I need to be uplifted, it is after Christmas has come and gone. It's now. So, will this movie uplift us?
Right now.
The listeners only, I'll tell you, Josh and I are both wearing black. And does that mean it was just a coincidence, or are we grieving? We'll find out.
Stay tuned.
Okay, so here's the plot summary. Georgia Jackson hopes to put on a Christmas showcase with her students, but finds herself in the spotlight when, in exchange for a new community center, she agrees to pose as the girlfriend of Chase Knightley, the famous son of a billionaire.
Okay, so we open to some stock footage of a train crossing a scenic bridge. A tiny bug in the corner reminds me we're on UpTV, which is quote unquote always uplifting. I'm thinking, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 3 times, shame on me. But here we are nonetheless. We see a violin rendition of Silent Night. It's quite lovely, but there's a jerk on his cell phone texting and totally ignoring it. His girlfriend is clearly annoyed. She's our female lead. Her name is Georgia, and boy, howdy, does she love this time of year. Her turd of a boyfriend wants her to move to New York City because she's just a teacher. But the Christmas showcase and her career in education is a priority to her. The boyfriend, a big hotshot attorney, has scored tickets to the Christmas ball in town the same night as the showcase, which... there's a bit of a dilemma here because the Christmas ball is going to feature the Knightley family. They are the 9th richest family in America, we're led to believe. And Georgia, she's pretty unimpressed by all of it, branding them, quote unquote, everything that's wrong with America. She doesn't want to go to the ball. She wants to go to the showcase. She's invested a lot of time and she loves kids. The boyfriend has had it and dumps her. We get a sad girl montage that lasts just a bit
Super
too long.
sad about
We get it.
losing
She's
her
sad.
jerk of a boyfriend.
I'm waiting to be
Super
uplifted here.
sad.
Super sad. Yeah. Really? Now we're at a community center where approximately 8 kids are playing dodgeball, and the coach there is being not so helpful with Georgia, who is there to set up for her big Christmas showcase. They say Christmas showcase approximately 8,000 times in this movie. I think really what they mean is like a Christmas pageant because we're setting up a nativity
animals
scene,
at the manger.
the whole 9 yards, right?
Right, but it's a community center. I would have thought it would be more, a little more Santa,
Yeah.
ho, 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 and less Jesus, if it's community center. But, what do I know?
What do you know? Cut to our male lead. His name is Chase Knightley, and he's arriving to this town wearing a hat and sunglasses, and he is not interested in the business aspects of the family or his family, for that matter. He's pretty much a 2-dimensional, ultra-wealthy party guy. His advisor friend says he needs an image makeover. News is there with some paparazzi-style questions. We're led to believe that he is fresh on the heels of a rather embarrassing party scandal. He's kind of a liability, very kind of, like I said, 2-dimensional. They don't want you to like him at the start. Georgia is working on the sets for her Christmas showcase. Her friend gives her some solid advice on the back end of her recent breakup.
That's
cheer
all
up.
it takes. Sometimes you just need somebody to tell you to
That's
cheer up.
Easier said than done, but here we are.
You're right. I should cheer up. I'm snapped out
Cheer
of
up.
it now.
Yeah.
I am uplifted.
Thank you for saving the day. Chase arrived to town without his keys and his phone. Typical party boy behavior. He asks his driver if there's a sushi place in this small town. The driver chuckles, because of course it's a small town. There is no sushi place. And instead of taking him to, I don't know, a diner, another restaurant, something else in town, he says, you know what, where we should go? Let's go to the community center. Okay, what? The driver promptly posts the location where he drops off Chase on some Bobo celebrity sighting internet page, and Chase's advisor is off to track him down. Georgia, we said she's at the community center. She's there shooting hoops with her ex-boyfriend's niece, who pops by to let her know days later he's engaged to a new woman. What? They broke up.
I mean, it was days, right?
Days
That
later, he found
wasn't
someone
this
new.
prior.
Okay.
This was
Bonkers. Did
real
not see that
time.
coming.
Few days later, she's still grieving, and he's engaged.
Days.
So that sounds good.
Few days later. Yeah. This whole thing is pretty implausible because Chase is at this community center that he has no attachment to, and he's just kind of meandering the hallways apparently, and he happens upon this scene where the ex-boyfriend of George is showing up to introduce the new fiance, and so he's sort of like hiding behind a door frame for some reason. When he sees all of this go down, he swoops in pretending to be her fiance, like she's moved on just as quickly, and he's there to sweep her off for some alleged trip to Paris, is what he tells the ex-boyfriend. By now, the paparazzi is there too. Of course, they saw his location on some dumb internet site, and they snap a picture of Chase and Georgia. Her ex and his new gal are like, what? Chase Knightley? We're 16 minutes in. I've got to wonder at this point, Jennifer, are you uplifted?
So full disclosure, I watched this movie a couple of weeks ago.
Dramatic pause.
So, and I've watched other ones since. So I need to go back in my brain space. Was I uplifted? Decidedly no, I was not uplifted. How about you?
No, at this point, I'm like, wow, I'm pretty sad and confused is usually, yeah, I think that's fair to say. Sad and confused. The paparazzi are beating down doors in the community center trying to find Chase and Georgia. They are hiding in a classroom, just hanging out. Georgia's picture is already circulating online, and she is none too pleased about this. She's mad. He's pitching the benefits of being associated with him. He's truly awful here, calling the place a rundown community center, but then says he wants to help. Okay, so he suggests he pay her to pretend to be his girlfriend until Christmas. She's like, no one would believe that. He's like, name your price. She's like, okay, a new community center. And he's like, done. She's like, fine. And after Christmas, the relationship will be kaput. This is an arrangement I've found to be
You know what?
icky.
Game recognized game that Georgia saw an opportunity, and she's like, checkmate, give me a whole new building when this community center seemed fine as far as community centers in a small town would go. It actually seemed pretty nice. The exterior shots of it that they showed, nicer than any I've seen in the Nashville area. So, props to her. And I enjoy a hood dating trope. And if you've been around any amount of time, that is one of my favorite tropes. So I am here for that. My ears are perked up. Upward perked. Devil. That looks like devil horns. I did not mean to do devil horns. It's
not fully uplifted,
I'm interested
but perked upward.
To see how this shakes out. And I like the assistant wrangler guy. I thought he was kind of fun as a B character.
Yeah, I agree. She's got some guidelines for this arrangement, however. They're going to do it her way. This is going to be a normal, fun Christmas, and just like that, they're off to have dinner with her folks. This conversation with her parents is awkward. Dad smells something fishy, kind of calls her on it. Don't think that we get a resolution to that moment, however, dear listener. Instead, cut to a tender scene between Chase and George's dad. They're just going to chitter-chatter about fishing. He's talking about how he's their only child, or how she's their only child, and how he doesn't want Chase to drag her into any of his scandals. So they completely blow past this conversation of her parents being like, girl, what are you doing? Which I found to be very weird.
Totally
it's like
normal.
She doesn't explain it at all.
Totally would be fine. I was an only child.
Chase unpacks some of
that
his
wouldn't have been a
family
conversation
drama.
At all.
Totally.
Please.
No, please. Chase unpacks some of his family drama with Georgia. He says she's like anyone he's ever met. Okay. It's supposed to be tender, like he's catching the feels, kind of. but the paparazzi is lurking nearby. This paparazzi in this movie, they are a lurking, and it's mainly one awful
Mm-hmm.
representative of the news community. Next morning, Georgia pours some coffee and Chase just shows up at her house, which, by the way, her house looked pretty baller for a small town teacher. Just going to put it out there. The folks are deciding, hey, they're going to organize her life now because this is all a PR ploy to make him look a little bit kinder and gentler. And so they show up with a new wardrobe for her. This includes a pantsuit, which Georgia wears to some sort of press conference that very day where Chase is discussing some sort of big business merger between his family and another family. She's a surprising hit with the press and good at lying, which Jennifer seems very
Yeah,
out of
that's true.
character for her character. It was just,
Yeah, she had
I
actually
was like,
no
what are we
didn't miss
doing
a
here?
beat with the
It
lies.
was
She was like, "I'm
odd.
gonna save the day." I think it's more of she's just good at everything, you know? I think we're
Didn't
just
miss a
supposed to
beat.
believe Georgia can handle it. Georgia can deal with the
Yeah.
Christmas pageant, not pageant. She can teach. She can grieve her crappy ex-boyfriend and be the new girlfriend to this rich guy and wear a pantsuit and look fabulous. This actress is beautiful, by the way. She looked amazing. Rocked a pantsuit.
Yeah, she did. George's insistence of a normal Christmas experience for Chase includes strolling a nearby vacant holiday market and making Chase wear a Fa La 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 Llama Christmas sweater. They swap Christmas memories. The paparazzi is there lurking, snapping pictures, being shady. And I loved every time they cut to the paparazzi, they always used like a very sad, very minor key version of a Christmas song. It was just like
Yeah.
menacing in the background. Back at the community center, Chase is begrudgingly helping with the sets for the Christmas showcase. Chase and his assistant are clearly fish out of water, but they're trying to make it a little bit endearing here. Chase asks Georgia if she's free for a surprise later that night, and wowie zowie, he has arranged for a magical night of ice skating because in the previous scene we had gotten
But I did think it was a cute gesture. I thought it was a cute gesture. It was out of place and out of character. I hear you on that. But, Georgia's just so amazing. She's turning him in. She's a changed man. She's just turning him
he's a
left and right
changed
into
man.
this lovable, caring individual. You just were just peeling layers, I guess. Quickly.
God bless.
Yeah. Hmm.
It's just peeling it back. He's got a heart of gold, very, very quickly. Yeah. He teaches her how to skate backwards, and she surprises him by getting him to agree to build a new hockey rink at this new community center in exchange for a perfectly executed jump. And she's off to triple Salchow her way into squeezing more cash out of this guy. It was like
I know. I
shocking
think
how
Georgia
great she
is
landed
the biggest
that
villain
jump.
we've seen this entire season because she knows what she's doing. Yeah, you think she's sweet in a pantsuit, but
Unexpectedly so. She knows.
the wheels are turning underneath that Santa hat of Georgia's. Hmm. Next, she's gonna be like, and I want to bulldoze the rest of the
Yeah.
town and just call it Georgiaville.
Not just a
Georgia.
pretty
It's
face.
just
Yeah.
Georgia now. Georgia too. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Georgiaville. Mm-hmm. Done. Off in some skeezy pub nearby, the paparazzi are conspiring to ruin Chase in this pending merger. Why these reporters care so much about, this whole merger thing is beyond me. Chase's assistant is worried that the photographer wasn't there to capture the PR gold of the skating date a little bit earlier, and Georgia is feeling rightfully icky about the whole thing. Now, back at the community center, Chase is helping with the showcase. Everything seems to be okay between the two of them, and she invites him to come decorate the Christmas tree with her family. This results in a tree montage, and a little bit later, between Georgia and her mom, a chat Mom says she could see this thing going the
Mom
distance.
sees dollar signs
Mom?
is what Mom saw.
What?
Mhm.
Your daughter just... I think so too. Yeah. She was like, oh, she'll be taken
Mhm.
care of. I think that was absolutely what she saw. Yeah. Georgia and Chase have a heart-to-heart. She tells him she thinks he's capable of being so much more than a party guy. It's tender, but of course, the paparazzi is lurking nearby, working hard to blow up this gigantic ruse. Yeah, we get more minor music, minor key Christmas music in the background. Chase's folks all of a sudden are showing up, asking about Georgia. And the parents look rightfully wealthy and upper crust. Dad points out she's not in their circle. And at first, Dad seems altogether awful to me. Chase is conflicted about everything and is there the next morning at the community center when his folks stop by to meet Georgia and see his paper mache crafts that he's been working on. Randall, this is the leader of the paparazzi brigade, claps his way into the room and is truly awful while calling out everyone. And this reporter, he does this thing where he's like, you had me fooled. You had so many people like, no. It was very heavy-handed in this way where I was like, we get it. He's a Nikki reporter. I did
Could
not
it be
like how they
it hit
did
a
that.
nerve with the journalism community? I mean, BJ Britt from earlier this
Perhaps.
season, his news anchor self would never have stooped so low for a story, for a scoop. But this guy wanted a scoop. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He did. Georgia saves this moment, however, but Randall promises way too seriously, this isn't over. I was like, okay. Georgia lightens the mood with some gingerbread decorating. Because, of course, it's Christmas and we need to remind people it's Christmas time. Randall, the mean paparazzi guy, targets Georgia's ex in a restaurant and gets him to talk. But the big get happens soon after when Randall hears Zoe, the cute niece of her ex-boyfriend, spill the beans about the fake relationship while asking Georgia if she's catching feels for Chase. Georgia admits to her in earshot of Randall's rolling phone, it's just an arrangement. Gotcha, says Randall. Okay.
Who hurt you, Randall? Who hurt you as a young
okay.
Randall? My gosh.
Chase is apparently, I know.
He was out
That's
for
what
blood.
I want to know. What do you have? Like, what's going on? Yeah. Go to therapy, please. He was out for blood. Yeah. Nah. Chase is apparently ready for the big dinner, some big dinner, which is apparently vital to the big merger, the business thing that we keep hearing about. He's caught the feels officially for Georgia, so things are now officially complicated. Dinner seems really stuffy between these two families, but Georgia's trying to be gracious and make a good impression here. By the way, I thought she looked like $1 million in this scene. She looked really pretty, I thought. It turns out Randall, again, mean old Randall, has somehow snuck his way onto the kitchen staff and immediately comes in, I don't know, with like a porcelain bowl of green beans and plops it down and immediately tries to blow things up by revealing this whole relationship ruse. The merger is officially off. Really, really heavy music plays. Dad is mad. His son lied to his face. Mom, with her Australian accent, reads everybody for filth and basically is like, he was just trying to do his job. Did you even read his business proposal?
Yeah,
no.
Dad,
okay, then maybe you have some fault in
Chase
this too.
felt like Dad didn't take
This
him
is
seriously, and so that was adding to his sadness and his acting out. Right, like he was a lost puppy and needed somebody to take him seriously, and it wasn't coming from Dad, so he had daddy issues big time. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, big time daddy issues. This scene to me, Jennifer, felt like one of the most blatant oopsie doodles that we've seen perhaps all season. It was like everything sort of fell apart in the span of 30 seconds, all brought on by Randall.
It could be
Randall and his green beans that
the
he just plopped
2025
down.
Watchies Awards, which will be coming in January. Put a pin in that.
Just stay tuned for that. Put a pin in that. Chase and Georgia are separately reeling from this dramatic moment. Chase is a changed man because of the past week. He wants to do something significant with his life. Time for a montage now. Chase's dad looks over the business proposal that Chase wrote. Georgia does the same, and true to form on UpTV this season, we get what Jennifer loves. Jennifer loves when they do this, where we see little flashback moments of the developing romance as the female lead is sort of
The
reminiscing
worst.
about how she's caught feelings and all of that.
I didn't
I
even write
saw
it
that
down this
happen, and
time
I was
because
like,
it's just
oh,
like, you know
here
you're
we
gonna
go.
get it. And I think they do it just to make me mad at this point. It's so annoying. Don't do that. We've seen it.
I
It's a
think they do.
2-hour movie with commercials. So I don't need you to remind me what happened less than 2 hours ago. Thank you. I really think they do it to fill time. I think they're
No.
short. They run
Yeah.
short and they're like,
Chase and his
stick a
dad.
montage in.
I think they do
Whereas
too.
on Hallmark, they're like overrunning their runtime and having to do extended cuts on Hallmark Plus, which is something else I hate. Just make it the runtime. When they completely put in a different
Especially when they
ending,
change the
and we
ending.
have to
Yeah,
watch it
especially when they change
twice
the
to
ending of
accurately
things.
talk about it. Mm.
You're killing us, Hallmark. Anywho, Chase and his dad talk business. They kind of reconcile, and dad realizes his son is actually kind of smart. And they summon back the merger partner for a quick chat and a strategy sesh. Next day, what do you know? Chase has saved the whole merger deal. He's doing some big press conference in this small town. Dad is super proud, but laughs in a big business maniacal kind of way. So I'm not super
Got him.
excited about that. It was very like,
Yeah, I'm maybe 8th
I'm
out of the
wealthy.
nation wealthy when this is all said and done. I'm climbing my way up. Look out, Beyonce and Jay-Z, who this week were,
I know.
announced as billionaires or whatever. Yeah. The Knightlys are
Exactly.
coming for you.
Yeah. Ugh. Chase still wants to make things up to Georgia, and suddenly he's got a big idea. The big idea is to change the start time of the news conference so that Randall misses it. And Chase reminds Randall when Randall rushes in as a flustered reporter that Randall doesn't have the parents' consent for the video of that kid that he took, which of course was going to stop Randall
TMZing it,
from
yeah. I liked
doing,
that. I thought
putting it
I
out
liked
there.
that. I was like, "Hey, got him."
Really?
I don't know how realistic that is. I don't know how any of that works. Okay, Josh has his finger on his nose. As a
Yeah,
commoner with
exactly. Yeah.
no intimate knowledge of journalism, I bought that. I was like, yeah, he probably should have consent to feature a
Mm-hmm.
kid, but not a TMZ, I guess, wouldn't. Yeah, or the like.
Yeah. Well, n- not only that, but there's no expectation of privacy
Well,
on
it's
a
enough
public
to keep
sidewalk.
Randall shaking in
So
his boots.
there you go. Yeah. Yeah, Randall was shaking in his boots for the very first time. Good. I hated Randall. Back at the community center, the set has been transformed, or at least they want you to think, by 7 strands of Christmas lights. And suddenly it's exceedingly magical. Magical, in quotes here. Yeah. As magical as things get on Up TV. Georgia declares, it's beautiful. Yeah. Georgia's friend is like, girl, get a clue. He did this for you and he likes you. Finally, Georgia runs off to find Chase. And
It
of
was a
course,
chase.
at the same time, he runs off to go
Chase was
find
on the
her.
case.
But it was a chase. Chase was on the case to chase down Georgia. Anyway, Georgia goes off to find Chase. Chase goes off to find her. Chase goes to the community center wearing a tux. She goes to the very same ball that she didn't want to go to at the beginning. I'm kind of wondering
Doesn't
how
matter.
she got a ticket to the ball. That's never addressed. And he finally finds her at the ball, says all the nice things, and pulls her in for a kiss. Now, the coach, who I guess was supposed to be kind of like comedy relief throughout this entire thing, has weaseled his way into a DJ gig. So we get some awkward dancing to, generic sounding Christmassy kind of pop music. Chase's assistant flirts a little bit with George's friend, so maybe there's a relationship budding there, and we fade to black.
It's time for gold or coal.
Okay, it is time for our gold or coal segment, and here's what we do. We each bring 3 gifts to the podcast, what stood out the most to us, and this time if there's more gold, it's uplifting, which is what we've been promised all season long on this network. If there's more coal, it's what's wrong with
All
America.
season.
Josh wrote these for this movie, and I had not seen it beforehand. That's funny. And if it's a tie, it's just going to be a meh. Merry Christmas. Now, Josh, this is our 4th Up TV movie. Need I remind you, the murder mystery you gave 2 gold to? 2 gold out of 3 gifts for that one. So where did the Knightlys joint come into the mix? What do you got?
So I will start with some coal. The end of this movie really bothered me because if he's a changed man, the ending should have happened at the community center at the Christmas showcase. It should not have happened at the ball where his family is and where she didn't want to go at the very start of this movie. That would have been a more satisfying end if instead of wearing a tux and a gown and being at the ball, they were actually at the event with the kids and doing the thing, because we saw kids, for like 3 seconds in this movie. And if kids are so important to her, we should have seen it, I think, end
I
on
get that.
those
You
terms.
were asking, I wonder
So
how she got
coal
a
for
ticket.
me to
Didn't
start.
the ex-boyfriend buy them tickets? So maybe she'd gotten a ticket. I think that was actually a fun wink. I think she had a
Yeah,
ticket and just didn't want it and then
that's
got
true.
dumped. Okay, my first gift is going
Okay.
to be coal. They had 0.000 chemistry. None. Not even friend banter. I've had more chemistry with
None.
a person bringing up my
Yeah.
groceries at Kroger than these two had. I mean, it was just like, had they ever met before? Had they ever talked before? Did they talk anytime other than on set? I just want to know. And for that, it gets coal.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I had the same thing. You actually took one of
Yeah.
mine. It was not believable. I'm going to give more coal here. This was, I'm with you. I do like a fake dating trope, but this one felt off to me. Like it felt icky in this way that just didn't, I think, do it for me as a fake dating trope. And I don't know, maybe it was the whole financial aspect of it, A fake dating trope, I think, works when they both have equal stakes. And I don't know that her stakes were as high as his. And that,
Well,
to
I
me,
gotta
I think was a
disagree. I'm
little...
gonna give gold. I liked the fake dating. I liked that she shot her shot with this, I don't know why we needed a new community center. It, like I said, it seemed fine. So it was a weird flex there to go for a bigger and better community center. But I think that was her stakes. She was like, okay, I can play ball, but I'm going to get something out of it too for these kids that I supposedly love and care for. So it is icky. I mean, it's very transactional. I understand what you're saying there, but I liked the fake dating. There you go. There.
Go. My last gift will be
Yeah.
gold. There you go. There. My last gift will be some gold. I did think that at points this script had a little bit of lightness to it. There were a couple little quippy one-liners and jokes that were thrown in that I thought did lighten it a fair amount. And I thought that this movie was pretty well paced too.
Mhm.
Like it wasn't as sleepy as it could have been. It actually, I think, had some good pacing and good movement to it. So for that, I'll give it gold.
I'm gonna pull you. I'm giving 2 pieces of gold on this one. My last gift is gold. I really liked this, and I meant to look her up beforehand. Sorry. The girl that played Georgia Jackson. Boy, Celeste Desjardins. I liked her a lot. I would watch more movies with her. I think,
Desjardins.
yeah, she had no chemistry with what's his face, Chase, but I think she has what it takes to be a leading lady in this type of movie. So actually, let me look her up right now. Has she been in other Christmas movies that we may have seen? Unforgettable Christmas? Forgot it, I guess. An Ice Palace, Romance, Fashionably in Love. She was in Letterkenny, Picture Perfect Romance, not the Hallmark one. Christmas by Chance. A Very Country Wedding. We did A Very Country Christmas. So yeah, she's been in a lot of these little rom-coms. Well, good, because I liked her. So there you go.
Well, great. Yeah, I thought she was good too. So bottom line, at the end of the day, we had 3 gold, 3 coal. We're going to call it a Merry Christmas, which feels right to me. This was not as bad as the other
It's the
ones I
best
think
UPTV
we've
movie
seen
this
on
season.
UpTV this season.
I mean, there's this, and there's a big old
Yeah,
gap
agreed.
until we get to the other's like big sky country. But even compared to some other Hallmark movies this season, I enjoyed watching this one more than some of the really not great ones over on Hallmark. Hot take. So I thought, I mean, it was very tropey, but I thought it was
Yeah, I
overall
will agree. Yeah,
inoffensive.
no, I'm with you.
I'm still not gonna say I'm uplifted. Okay, I'm not uplifted. Skeezy deals for dating is a little,
I'm with
but
you.
I thought it was cute overall. So I'll give it that. Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. And that, dear friends, is another episode of Do You Watch What I Watch? Hey, special thanks as always to our good friend Nick Schwartz. Hey, who, by the way, I saw
No
Nick
way.
Schwartz
Not at my house.
out and about in
You
the
all were
wild
hanging out without me?
recently. Yeah,
What?
yeah. Not at your house, not at a party. I actually saw him at the zoo, of all places. It was great. Just ran into him at the zoo. I was like, oh, Nick Schwartz. Anyway, special thanks as always to our great friend Nick Schwartz, who goes to the zoo from time to time, for writing us an amazing theme song. And of course, to each and every one of you for taking the time to listen on your favorite podcast platform or watch us on our YouTube channel.
Stars,
And hey,
they're just like us.
go to
You
the
know what I'm
zoo,
saying?
support your local zoo.
Major Music City producer and songwriter, and he goes
They're
to the
just
zoo.
like
Who'da
us.
thunk
Yeah,
it?
exactly.
All right, well, next time we are closing out our countdown to Christmas coverage for 2025, which doesn't even seem real, but also I think if I have to watch one more movie, my Christmas brain may explode because we've been doing this. We've been talking about Christmas movies since June, I think, because we covered some older ones
Yeah.
first. So we've been at it a while. We're going to round it off with a new movie on Hallmark that just came out right before Christmas called The Christmas Baby. Here's the plot synopsis. Aaron and Kelly agree to temporarily care for a baby who mysteriously shows up on their doorstep days before Christmas. It's not their doorstep. However, as the couple spend more and more time with the boy, they start to realize they want to adopt him for themselves, which sounds kind of icky too from a plot summary, but that we'll see how it goes. One thing is for sure, we will have much to discuss, but until then,
May your days be merry and bright. We'll see you next time.